Shalom, 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 Israel, giving all praise to Yahweh, by Shem El Shabbat, Shem Chakadash, the wonders to the apostles, the elders, the Jim well. So he takes you, Akim out there, pushing his word and truth and sincerity, risking your freedom in your life to do so, more so now than ever before, for we are close to the end. Yeah, man, this is like major news going around. And this happened, this news article came out today about, what Babylon, aka America, is doing in the world, and how the Most High has made Egypt drunk, in his decision making, and it's laughable. And these are part of the plagues that the Most High is sending upon Esau, Edom, and so-called white man. So we ain't gonna make this video too long, man. This is a USS Gerald R. Ford exposed by U.S. media, plagued by toilet issue en route to Iran, because unless you've been in Iraq, it's been in the news lately that America wants to attack Iran. Really in defense of the small hatters, which we know is prophecy, Jeremiah 50th chapter, 45th verse. We know that it's inevitable to happen, but and part of that prophecy being fulfilled, Esau, Edom, America thought that they had what it took, equipped with the weaponry that they needed to battle Iran, but it's not. Look, this aircraft carrier, USS Gerald Ford, is supposed to be intimidating to the Iranians, but like it's been said, there's sitting ducks in the middle of the water that can get hit with a super hypersonic missile. This is not World War II, all right? Isaiah 9 verse 5 told you that this war will be fought with fire. The Most High has given these other nations, increased them with military might and understanding to destroy these vessels. You cannot do nothing with this, man. This thing doesn't move fast at all. It'll get hit by a missile that it didn't even see coming, and it would kill thousands of U.S. Navy men and women. But anyways, it says USS Joe R. Ford, exposed by U.S. media, plagued by toilet issue en route to Iran, extended deployment because the average term or service of a sailor in the Navy is supposed to be 6 months. And then they get sent back home, to visit their family, do what they need to do, spend time with their loved ones, maybe eat some quote unquote, some of their favorite foods that they don't have while they're on that boat. But they've been extending their time. So instead of 6 months, they've been having them out there 8, 9 months, to where it's plaguing the minds of the Navy men and women. Design issues hinder capability, Chinese expert. So let's get this, man, because the minds of the Army men and women are weak. You see what I'm saying? And the Most High is making this happen right around the time he's gonna fight Iran. Excuse me. Jeremiah 51 verse 30. The mighty men of Babylon have forborn to fight. Now, what does forborn mean? Look that word up. Forborn, to refrain, abstain, hold back, show patience. All right. It indicates that an action was avoided, such as they have forborne to fight. Why? Because their spirit is broken. They don't even have good plumbing on their ships to be deployed to Iran to fight. That's discouraging. You as a service man or woman trying to use a bath, can't even use it, and you out in the middle of the ocean for more than your extended period of time. Yeah, that's disheartening. So they forborn to fight. They feel like Trump is the wrong person to be president. They got social media. They seeing what's going on. They feel like, why would we fight for this country? So they forborn to fight. They don't want to fight no more. To be honest, a lot of them came in the military for his benefits. The Dodge Challenger, and maybe pay for their college tuition. They wasn't really expecting to go to war. So they already mentally wasn't prepared for battle. It says they have remained in their holds. All right. Right, and their holds, meaning their barracks or whatever, wherever they go. Their might have failed. Their strength have failed them. They have became as women, cowardly, scared. You know what I'm saying? They have burned her dwelling places. Her balls are broken. This once mighty great kingdom is falling. So it says, as the U.S. is sending the aircraft carrier USS Gerald R. Ford to support potential military strike against Iran, media reports suggested that the extended 8-month deployment and blocked toilets are causing issues to warship and its sailors, with the vessel making a stop in Greece earlier this week. A Chinese military affairs expert said on Wednesday that it exposes that extended deployments beyond scheduled limits, combined with crew members' failure to use the toilet system in accordance with the operating procedures, have seriously undermined combat effectiveness. Meaning, again, scriptures say they have forborne to fight. And it's going to go into the article how certain servicemen or women started clogging their own toilets. That way, their ship could sail back home and they can get off the boat. So obviously they don't want to fight. They've been discouraged. And it said the U.S. side's decision to extend for a second time the deployment of the aircraft carrier USS Gerald R. Ford is taking a toll on the ship's sailors and their families, and leading some to consider leaving the Navy when they return home to port. So they're ready to risk a dishonorable discharge, which is like a felony. You don't want to be dishonorably discharged from the military, because it makes it hard for certain government assistance programs. You can't get any government benefits because you quit the Navy. You went out like a coward in their eyes. You get no benefits. All right. You pretty much wasted your time, and you got marked. So you really don't get any benefits. And it says, so they're ready to risk it because they've been discouraged and they don't want to fight. It says the Washington, I believe it's Washington Post, reported on Wall Street Journal right here, reported on Saturday, citing interviews with sailors on board the ship and their family members back home. A U.S. Navy official said that the Ford's sewage system, which uses vacuum technology to transport waste from roughly 650 toilets on board, has experienced issues during their deployment, averaging about one maintenance call a day, the Wall Street Journal reported. According to the Wall Street report, the Ford has been at sea since last June. In October, the Pentagon rerouted the ship from its scheduled Mediterranean mission to the Caribbean to support missions including the operation to forcibly seize Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro in early January. Then the crew got word that their deployment would be extended again, taking them back across the Atlantic Ocean to the Middle East to support potential American airstrikes on Iran. Again, they're really discouraging, the men and women of Babylon, the army, all right, by using them as slaves. You're supposed to send them back home. But I want Isaiah 19:14. The Lord have mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt to err, and every work thereof as a drunken man staggereth in his vomit. Right. So the Most High is um, causing Egypt, or the kings of Egypt, to make these irrational decisions as if they were like a drunk man that's staggering in his vomit. See, when a drunk man, he's uncontrolled. Like, he doesn't know what the hell is going on. He's doing things. He's all sloppy, da-da-da. And that's essentially what it is. So, and the AI overview gives you their definition, and I like how they worded it. It said, this describes the Most High sending a spirit of confusion, making Egypt stumble in its actions like a drunkard, prolonging the sailors' deployment longer than you're supposed to. Not only that, they don't have functioning toilets. It's like you acting like a drunk person, man. The boat is broken down, and then you overusing your sailors. Of course, they're not gonna want to fight for you. And that's the Most High's doing it to them. His Most High's doing it to Trump and his cabinet and all the people that rule over Babylon. The Most High is making them drunk, thinking that this is going to work successfully, thinking that they have all the power to strike Iran, and they're going to get caught in a trick bag. All right, the treacherousness have deceived you. It says context. This prophecy, Isaiah 19 chapter, foretells the confusion of Egypt's leaders, which we know that America is spiritual Egypt, all right? And we're going to get that before we close. The failure of their council, right, to put, like I said, the internal strife, Egyptians fighting Egyptians, and that's what we see going on. You have the political party, the right wing and the left wing. You have people that's against Trump, people that's for Trump, and it's just division amongst the Egyptians, which is so-called Edom, so-called white men. It says, as divine judgment, and this is the Most High's judgment. Significance: the imagery illustrates that the wise men of Egypt have become foolish, leading the nation astray and rendering it hopeless. And they're going to find out how hopeless they are once they join this fight against Iran. And how do we know this is Egypt? Isaiah 11:11. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again, the second time, okay, to recover the remnant of his people. When did he set his hand the first time? In actual Egypt, when he delivered us by the hands of Moses. But we went into Egypt again, according to Deuteronomy 28th chapter, 68th verse. We went to Egypt via America and all other places that we've been scattered, and we went and served bondage, slavery, servants, so on and so forth. So it says recover the second time, to recover the remnant of his people, which should be left from Assyria and from Egypt and from Patros and from Cush and from Elam and from Shinar and from Hamath and from the islands of the sea. The islands, Bahamas, Jamaica, Puerto Rico, Haiti, all these Dominican Republic, all these islands where our people have been scattered. The Lord is going to recover the elect. So this is Egypt all over again, and the Most High has made Egypt drunk, all right? It says, yeah, man, and it later went on in in this article. I don't know if it says in the article. One thing I was reading, it says, man, some of the servicemen and women had to wait 45 minutes to use the bathroom. So again, the Most High is making Egypt air, and as a drunk, stagger from his own vomit. Look at this one. U.S. Navy sailors pay for meals even while deployed at sea. Look at that. It says in early August 2024, crew members aboard the aircraft carrier USS Theodore Roosevelt were charged $407, $0.65 for a month of meals on the ship. Look at that. How do you charge a service men and women for food, man, and they serving your country, man? But anyways, man, the Most High is making Egypt air and all the works thereof, and this coming war is gonna be just disaster for Babylon the Great, aka America, and the Ish people, the small hatters. So with that, I want to give all praise to Yahweh Shem Shabbat Shem Rakakatas, the one to the apostle, the other GMS, Ruwa, Satan, Hakim. Until next time, Shalom.